Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Today we are walking through day 35 in your packet. The very first thing we're going to look at is our reading and module. And during this time, you're going to check out that video that's in the description below, and you're going to follow along to that song that we've been listening to on page 14, We Depend on Trees. So we're going to listen to that song. And after you've done that, I want you to think about what are different animals that depend on trees and why do they depend on trees? What do they depend on trees for? I want you to think about that for a little bit, share with an adult, and after you've done that, you are going to write trees help, pick an animal, by giving them, and you're going to tell me what trees give that animal that you chose. So I've got an example for you. I've got our sentence frame written, and you're going to draw a picture to match. So you're picking an animal, and you're going to tell me how that animal depends on trees. So our sentence frame says, trees help, and I chose caterpillars as my animal, or my insect, by giving them leaves. So I know that caterpillars munch on leaves, and I've got my sentence to match. Trees help caterpillars by giving them leaves. So you are picking an animal that song talks about, and you're gonna draw a picture and write that sentence frame to match. After you have done that, we are moving into our word work. For word work today, you are playing Kaboom, so you are writing all of your cycle 22 words onto a slip of paper or sticky notes or cards, and those words can be found on page 16 on the right-hand column. You will find those cycle 22 word lists. And you're going to take those words, write them on those cards or paper, play Kaboom, but you can also do snowball fight, you can hop from word to word, you can get creative, whatever you want to do to practice all of those cycle 22 words. For math today, we are going to make a 3D superhero. So you can get super creative with this. You can use different 3D shapes that you have found around your house. You can make it out of sticks, different things you find outside, or you can draw it if you can't find objects around your house. So I've drawn it to show us one of our options. And I made a superhero. I've got a cone for his cape. He's got a cylinder body with cylinder arms and a sphere head. And you can see the flames coming out, and he's shooting fire. And he is called the Flaming Flyer. And you're going to label your shapes. You're going to give your superhero a name. You're going to write down in your journal how many of each shape did you use. So if you build your shape build your superhero out of 3D shapes, you are going to write all of this information inside of your journal or on a separate sheet of paper and upload a picture. And I cannot wait to see the awesome superheroes that you guys come up with. After you've done that, you are going to flip in your packet to page 6. And page 6 looks like this. And you are going to fill out the day 35 activity for 3D shapes on page 6. And after you've done that, we're moving into our last subject, science. For science today, you are going to grab 10 different objects. And these objects need to be long, so something you could use to measure with. So I'm going to use a bunch of markers. See how they're nice and long? I could line them up to measure. You could grab spoons, you can use forks, anything that you have around the house that you can use to measure. And you are going to choose 5 different objects in your house to measure using what you chose. So You can line them up, so you would say 1. You don't want to overlap them, so you're going to line it right up behind the next one. I would add another one right here, and you keep lining them up to measure your object. You're going to measure how long is the object you chose. After measuring it, you're going to draw a picture and fill in a sentence frame to tell me what you measured and how long it is compared to the object you used. So I used markers. So my sentence frame is going to say markers, and I drew the 5 different objects that I measured today, and I filled in those sentence frames. So I measured my chair. I measured across the front of it how long it was with markers, and I filled in that sentence frame. The chair is as long as 4 markers. Then I measured my table and filled in that sentence frame, and my coffee table, the coffee table is as long as 5 markers. I continued this activity with my door, with a water bottle, and with my lamp in my room. And I have a picture with my sentence frame to match each. And after you have done that, you are done with your work for the day. And I hope you guys have an awesome and happy Wednesday.